Where do you see yourself at 40 years old?
Be a quarterback for the NFL.
I'm about to ask a heavy hitter question.
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
You have to lower your calories.
That was my way of thinking until I started thinking outside the box.
Do you see the question he asked me?
So this past week, we asked on my Instagram if you guys have any questions about anything fitness related, nutrition wise, etc. So we decided to do a YouTube video answering a bunch of questions that we got. I think we have about 15 questions or so. I'm not sure exactly how many we're going to answer, but we have a pretty good video that are a pretty good list of questions that we're going to answer. So I think you guys are going to find some value into it. So stay tuned.
What is the right balance between cardio and strength training?
Tough question. The right balance between cardio and strength training. So we should always emphasize strength training more, because if we can build more muscle tissue, our metabolic rate starts to increase that much more, and just at rest, we can burn more calories. So the emphasis always needs to be on weight training and then cardio. So if you want to put that into percentage, I would say 75% training, 25% cardio. If I had to put a percentage, but make sure that we always do the weight training and strength training first.
I agree with him. I would just add on to always do cardio even in the off season, whether it's like 15 or 20 minutes, just for cardiovascular health.
Next question, can I work out when I am sore?
Yes, you can. What are you going to say?
I'm going to ask it again. You
Okay.
can elaborate if you want to or not.
Okay.
Can I work out when I am sore?
Yeah, you can, but I would say if you're too sore and it's going to hold you back from making progress in the gym, then there's really no point. Just pick a different muscle group to train.
So yes, you can work out muscle when you're sore. What I always like to tell my clients is if you are that sore to where you can't produce maximum output, that's perfectly okay. Just make sure that when you go in the gym that you don't push that hard. And it's okay to stimulate the muscle and get blood flow and nutrients into the muscle, because that's going to help with recovery capabilities.
I'm about to ask a heavy hitter question. Everyone better pay attention. Do you think with enough effort, anyone can turn pro?
This is a tough question.
Look at the camera for this one, because a lot of people don't hear this.
I'm going to go ahead and say no. Well, specifically, I'm going to say it depends on what division, honestly. I think with enough effort, most people can turn pro in bikini. I think that, let me go ahead and backtrack. I don't want to say most people. A good amount of people can turn pro in bikini.
Okay, what percentage of the population?
So, because like there's people who are drastically overweight. If they're drastically overweight, they might be too far gone, and they try to obtain the bikini division and try to like lose weight without, or they're starting to go through the weight loss process and there's a bunch of loose skin, even if they go through surgery and stuff like that. Not everyone in that regard can likely turn pro. And I don't say that from a harsh standpoint, it's just the reality of it. I think that there are some people that just have overall not the best genetics. And I think with that, I think the work that you're doing on a daily basis can make up a lot of ground. I think that you can do very well at a regional or a high-level regional show. And I think you could do well at a national level, but to turn pro, I don't think it's in the cards for everybody. If you're doing everything across the board, training, nutrition, sleep, keeping stress down,
Perfect.
progressively overloading the gym, you're not getting injured on a regular basis. You do that for a long enough period of time, 100% you can turn pro.
I agree. See that?
100%. You can 100% turn pro in every division, maybe minus bodybuilding.
Yeah, bodybuilding.
Yeah,
I
bodybuilding, you have to be a whole different level of turn pro in bodybuilding.
And I think people don't want to put in the work for that long to be open bodybuilding. That's 7 to 10 years. That's it takes someone with average genetics. So you really don't know, but I don't think people are willing to put in that work.
So we're looking at basically being consistent and on point and it being your lifestyle for 15 plus years.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to put in the work with that. And not everyone can put in the work with that if they're starting the bodybuilding journey at 30 years old or 25 years old. 25 years old, depending on your genetics. If they're average, 15 years, depends. No matter how much I eat right and work out, I can't seem to lose weight. Any help?
Yeah. Well, first off, you should probably find out what your maintenance calories is. You do a lot of different ways. Me and Ryan usually calculate that for our clients. But likely, when you're not losing weight and you do know your maintenance calories, then you're tracking something wrong, or you're putting, like me and Ryan call them sneaky calories in your food, like olive oils and stuff like that, condiments. So most likely, when you're not losing weight, but you're in a caloric deficit, or you think you're in a caloric deficit, you actually aren't.
So what would you suggest health-wise?
Actually track your food for a week and make sure that you're in a caloric deficit. Make sure you're not adding, olive oils and like condiments with a lot of calories to them, and actually track your food correctly.
So yeah, I would agree. Basically, you need to be more on point with the calories that you are intaking and also the amount of calories that you are outtaking, your output for the day. Because if you can't lose weight, we know it's calories in versus calories out. If you've been at maintenance, if you've been maintaining your weight, say 150 pounds for 8 weeks, you're probably, actually we know without a fact, not probably about it, you are at maintenance. Yeah. Meaning the amount of calories that you're coming in is the same exact as the calories you're burning in relation to also your basal metabolic rate as well. So you're at pretty much a standstill. So something has to change. You either have to eat less food or do more cardio, do more output.
Where do you see yourself at 40 years old? That's a good one.
So that'll be 7 years. I'm almost 34, so it's gonna be, we'll say 6 years.
Say 6 years, yeah.
Where do I see myself in the fitness industry or just in life in general?
In life. That's 20 years for me, by the way, but
that's a crazy difference. Yeah, 6 years for me, 20 years for him at the age of 40. I think we're gonna still be doing what we're doing. I think that we are going to be very well established in this space, already more so than what we are, because we're about 2 years removed from being one of the first ones to start in the online coaching space when it was starting getting big. In 2014, we started in the end of 2016. So I see myself in 6 years. I think we'll be living somewhere different, somewhere here in the Orlando area, because I do want to have my dream house built in the next 6 years, ideally 4 years. And I'm hoping at that time that we also have an established gym in the area. That is going to be a large task, though, because it's going to be a big gym that we're doing. So I think in the next 6 years, we're still going to be in online space. We're still going to be coaching. We're still going to be providing all these services that we do now. So we're going to be getting better and better every year. Of course, we're trying to always level up. Our dream house built at that time, and also with a established gym here in Orlando. So where are you going to be when you're 40?
Well, see, that's 20 years. 19.
So where are you going to be when you're in
let's say 6 years, like you.
Okay, yeah,
right?
6 years. Yeah.
I want to be everything I'm doing now at a larger scale. Like if I can simplify it, everything I'm doing now at a larger scale, but I really want to have a big part in him opening the gym too. That's overall my dream. So I would like to have like a huge part in that, like co-ownership or something.
I will say he's going to be the one that's going to be hand selecting most of the equipment.
Yeah, together.
That's gonna be your job.
That would be like the biggest thing, like that. Yeah. That's like, so everything I'm doing now, just at a bigger scale. Of course, with Team Honor Fit, like growing and doing everything business.
Good question. What should I eat before and after a workout, and do I need to eat right away? Right away, I'm guessing after the workout.
Okay, so pre and post, fast digesting carb that you like, cream of rice, something like that, and they keep the fats low because you want it in and out of your system fairly quickly. But for eating right after your workout, that's kind of been debunked. The what do they call it?
What's the post-anabolic window?
The anabolic window has kind of been debunked. So it's like get food within that 1 to 2 hour period and you'll be okay.
Two things when it comes to that. The reason why you don't want to do fats pre-workout because you don't want to have motility and digestion slowing down to where the food is sitting in your stomach and trying to digest and process when working out, which is pulling blood into the stomach and it's taken away from blood being dispersed to your actual muscle you're trying to work. And then also the post-anabolic window,
debunked.
It is, you still want to create a protein synthesis response, in quote, as quickly as you can post-workout. Now, are you going to lose muscle if you wait 45 minutes to 60 minutes after working out? Absolutely not. If you wait 2, 3, 4 hours after working out, I think you are missing a pivotal time to create that muscle protein synthesis response that we want to start the recovery process, to start building muscle, and just to get those nutrients in so you start feeling better. Plus, chances are if you get into working out, your blood sugar should be lower if you worked out hard, and we don't want you to start going hypoglycemic.
And always salt your pre-workout meals. That's a big one. Salt it.
Yes. If you're not salting your pre-workout meals, 100% get that in, and your pumps are going to be that much more exaggerated.
Biggest learning curve in life, business, and bodybuilding. You said would that be like biggest life lesson?
Yeah, biggest life lesson or biggest learning curve, different things. The biggest, we'll go with learning curve. The biggest learning curve in business is, for me, getting everything, building the foundation of a strong business. That was the biggest learning curve that I had to undertake back when I started in 2016. So building the overall foundation of an online fitness business, which is more than just post on Instagram and say, hey guys, I'm taking on clients. That's not how a true business is ran, and there's a lot of back-end stuff that needs to be established in order to have a good foundation for our business. My biggest life lesson was learning. So I had a huge epiphany when I was in college, and I graduated college with my bachelor's in exercise physiology, and I realized that it was extremely hard to get a job in the field. This was back in 2013 when I graduated. Extremely hard to get a job in the field. Then I started personal training, and then also working for a health clinic, making good money at both. And I was always under the notion that you had to go to college to make a lot of money, but it wasn't until I wasn't using my degree to make money and to also start my business that you didn't have to have a degree in college to make good money.
So mine is gonna be like, I'll answer all three at once, because like my life has been like mainly been the gym. I do job as personal training. Mine was learning how to speak to people and think like a person that doesn't think like me or Ryan, or think like a dude that just wants to get as big as they can. So like curating and putting myself into someone's shoes that, for say, like wants to lose a lot of weight or just be healthy and be in shape. That's my biggest learning curve in life.
Yeah, and
everything.
actually,
speaking to just people that don't necessarily think like me too.
So because you've been working with me now for a little over 3 years now.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Little October.
His thinking from like year 1 to year 2, or from I should say 0 to year 2, was always like, bro this, bro that.
No other way.
Like meathead mentality, and like it took me so long to like ingrain in his head that's not
the way.
It's not the normal population. It's not the how you should be thinking of things. So there's more than one way to skin a cat, and you don't need to be that drastic when it comes to just things in general in the gym, and also nutrition and life in general.
Yeah, that's definitely my biggest learning curve.
Yeah, good questions though. Deep questions. All right, we'll do one more, and then we'll wrap this up because it's getting kind of lengthy.
All right, so I have one last question to ask Ryan that I really can't relate on just because I haven't done it yet. But what is your favorite division to coach in NPC bodybuilding?
It's clearly evident. The majority of my clientele in the contest world is the bikini division. So I really do thoroughly enjoy training athletes in the bikini division. Me being a bodybuilder myself, though, I do like training my bodybuilders and also classic physique guys. But I would say my biggest, I get the most out of transforming a regular mom with average genetics, average body types, and then making them into something great and something that they can really have confidence in and just get more energy and be more lively and become their old self like they typically are in like high school and stuff. That's typically what I see across the board when I work with just the average mom or the average woman that just wants to get in great shape, and then they're like, okay, hey, let's go ahead and start competing, because I want to take my physique even further. And then we typically go into competing at, shows in the bikini division. So all in all, I would say the bikini division and just transforming, general women with average genetics into
beasts, pretty much.
Into good, fit, athletic women with confidence.
Bringing that confidence out of them. Well, that's the last question. So
that pretty much wraps it up. If you guys have any more questions that you would like us to do a video on, please leave them in the comments below or shoot us a message directly. You can find us here on YouTube or, of course, on Instagram. So just let us know if you guys have any questions, and we'll see you next time.